What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be quickly installing a TRD skid plate on our new, to us, 2021 4runner. Tools needed. You're going to need a ratchet with an extension if you want a 10 millimeter, a 12 millimeter, 14 millimeter. If you got an impact, that'd be great. And then a flathead to pry off a retaining clip. And then some gloves if you want to. Okay, and then here we got the factory plastic splash guard. And then the factory skid plate to remove the splash guard. You're gonna have 3 bolts at the front, which are 10 millimeter. Then you're gonna have 2 in the back. And in the middle, you have this plastic retaining clip. And then I think you're supposed to have 2 12 millimeter bolts at the front of the skid plate on each side, but mine are missing. And then near the back, inside this dark cavity, there's going to be 2 more. So one on this side, and then one down yonder. So we're going to go ahead and remove this plastic splash guard and then the actual factory skid plate. Okay, and then now we got this plastic retaining clip right here. It's gonna be right there. We're just gonna try to pop that thing out. With it, this thing does not want to come out. Let's try this. Oh my lord. Holy shit. Check this out. That's all dead grasshoppers. Rest in peace. I'm gonna quickly clean this up and then we'll work on removing the skid plate. Alright, we got all those dead grasshoppers cleaned up. Now we're gonna work on removing the actual skid plate. So you should have, in theory, 4 12 millimeter bolts, but in my case, 2 are missing. So I only have 2. So let's remove this bad boy and see what else is hiding under here. Okay, so this swings down. And this comes off. Okay. Okay, so now we got the factory skid plate removed. You're gonna have these crossbars or brackets, one on each side. And then I think these ones are 14, which they are. So go ahead and remove both brackets, and then you should be ready to put on your TRD skid plate. Unfortunately, my tripod doesn't go any lower than this, so it is what it is. I think this has to be the one thing I don't like about 5th gens. It's how the oil filter's on the bottom, whereas, you know, the old reliable 4th gens, it's on top of the engine. But you know, it is what it is. Okay, so now we're gonna get the ratchet, not the ratchet, the impact. But you know what? I'd much rather be working on a 2021 than an 06. Oh, you know what? So you got those 4 that I just removed, but on the very back of the bracket, there's going to be 1 on each side. Alright, now that we got everything removed, set this beautiful piece of art to the side, throw it up on Craigslist and make some money off of it. So here's the TRD skid plate. You're going to have 2 bolts at the top with spacers, and then you're going to have 2 more on the bottom. I was lucky enough to pick this up for $100 from my brother-in-law. He built a custom pre-runner bumper for his 5th gen. I'll drop a picture of it now. And he was generous enough to sell this to me for $100. So now we're going to get to installing it. So I think these are 14 millimeters as well. So we're gonna put the 2 front bolts in first, get it aligned, and then we'll throw in the bottom 2, and then we'll get this nasty grease off of it. So these 2 front bolts are going to go into the location, the radiator support. Let's see how to do this first. Put this on me like so. Alright, so I got them started. Tighten them up just a little bit. We're going to put these back ones in. Okay, so that driver's side one's not aligning, so we're going to loosen this top one. See if we get some more play in it. There we go. Yeah, so when you get the two front bolts in first, don't tighten them all the way. That way you have some room to maneuver the plate to get the bolts in. So here's the finished product. All the bolts are tight. One thing I do want to point out for you guys is this skid plate is much thicker compared to the stock one. However, the stock one has these side skirts coming up, whereas the TRD does not. Also, with the stock one, you get this extra protection from the plastic splash guard, whereas a TRD, you don't really get it. I might see if I can fit it back in here, but it might be tough because this middle one, the middle bracket for the bolt, the TRD skid plate's in the way. But you know what, I'll mess around with it, but you know, it looks good. But I hope you guys find this video helpful. Let me know if I should paint that skid plate black with the red TRD or keep it how it is. Thanks for watching, guys. See you guys in the next one.